Welcome guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be looking at how to create a posting routine in Business Central. So today's video is going to be directly looking at how to create an action button that performs that posting routine, that perform that posting procedures in Business Central. So before I get into the video, I'd like to shout out to my subscribers. We are really doing an amazing job. We are currently sitting on 1,343 subscribers as at today, and our goal for the year was just 1,000 subscribers, and look at where we are sitting on. But we noticed some differences in each of the video being uploaded. So I noticed that most of you are not actually watching the video till the end, and I'm wondering why. Because I am sharing a lot of information that you would not find outside here on YouTube. All of the videos I upload here are really paid content. I just want to share to the community. So I feel like most people are either downloading my videos, which are not giving me back the credits I should deserve as giving you this video for free. I like you to watch my video from the top to the end. I pass in valuable information, and I pass out this scarce information that you wouldn't see anywhere on YouTube. So before I move also into the video, I like to share another milestone that we have actually attained on my LinkedIn. I currently am running on 600 subscribers. Woo! So I couldn't have gone this far without your help, right? So I'm still hoping to get to 1,000 subscribers before the year runs out. Let's see how that goes. And I also will be celebrating 100 videos on YouTube. So with this video, the next video I'm going to upload would make it 100. So I also want to celebrate that. I'm anticipating that celebration. Alright, so let's go into the video. Alright, so this is my environment, and I would like to make use of Palito City. So what I like to do before getting into the Visual Studio, starting to code, I like to simulate the process at which we want to achieve for today's video, which is the posting routine, right? So you can all tell that when we have posting routines on our sales invoice, on our purchase invoice, and we can also see the same posting routine on our general journal, which is what I'm going to use as an example today. Right, this is general journal. Basically, whenever we are doing any posting routine, be it sales, be it purchase, at the end of the day, the backbone of this posting is being done by general journal. So one thing you should take note is that general journal is responsible for posting any transaction into the journals, right? So this has a direct relationship to the journal. So that means if I insert my information exactly the way it is from the front end, I should be able to post to create a posting routine, right? So for example, I want to choose a document type of empty, right? And I want to give a document number called AZ, and I want to choose the account type. So now note, I'm choosing account type of GL accounts. Then I chose account payable as the accounts I really want to expense right now. And then you can see I put in an amount of 35,000. So what happens is, whenever you see this kind of transaction, it means one of them is going to be credited, one of them is going to be debited. So I can see my balancing account is my GT Bank. That means I'm going to debit my GT Bank and I'm going to credit my payable account. So another way to see this is, I would like to go to the personalize, and so let's go to personalize. So I need to bring out some field that shows me the actual values that are currently represented at the amount point of view. So I want to scroll to where we have the amounts.
Race to cycling class. WhatsApp audio.
Alright, so we just search for credits. Okay, so would use the design instead of the personalize. So I want to take in the credit amounts, so I'm just going to drag this. Actually, I want to drag it beside the amount. Alright, just for us to see how this is being treated. We also take the debit amount. So I'm also going to drag it beside. Alright, so we now have the credits and the debits. So stop designing. Alright, so let me just save this. Okay. This guy keeps refreshing. Alright, now we have the debit and credit. So we see that for this transaction, the balancing account is going to be debited at 5,000, while the GL account is going to be credited 35,000. So let's preview this posting to see what exactly we're going to be having. So we'd see that we have two legs, one leg for the bank ledger entry and the other for the GL that shows the total summary, right? So we see that this is other banks, which is the bank. We'll see this is a credit and this is a debit. So our payable is being debited and our bank is being credited. So I was wrong here. So we debit the left hand side, we credit the right hand side. So that makes sense. Alright, so this is the same thing we want to simulate, but at the same time we want it to be able to be to post it. So let's go into our environment, and like you know, we all put all our coding inside a folder called YouTube videos, right? So just would add this between some of our extensions. So let's add it to the customer list, right? So we just want to add an action button. So I'm going to add an action called post, and within this action I'm going to have my application area, all promoted true. Then let's give a caption of post journal. So after this example, this is just to walk you through how to design something like a posting routine. But in my next video, I'm going to give a realistic example that we're going to work with an application, and at the end of the day it will require us to post it. So we're going to work with that live example so that you also have the feel of using it live, right? So I want to write a trigger on action. So now I'll create some variables. Alright, so one of the variables I'm going to create is, since I know that for me to be able to post, I need a general journal line, and for me to be able to post, I might require general journal post or journal post, whatever it is being called. So the most important thing for me is my journal line, which is a record general journal line, right? Also, another thing I expect you to note is that before you can actually post, you need a journal template and journal batch. So for this example, for us to be able to post, we use the daily, we have default, we have monthly, and we could also create our journals, right? So let's get into it. So we need a reference to journal template, right? We also need a reference to journal batch, record journal batch. All right, so this is complete. So the first thing we want to do is I'm assuming that we do not have this journal template created already, so we want to create it automatically if it doesn't exist, and likewise the batch. So let's just do that first. So I want to say template. So sorry, so we want to say if not journal template dot get. So the journal template we are looking for is demo. If there is no demo, then we want to do this, we want to create it. So we'd say journal template dot reset journal template dot init. So we want to create one. So we know that it needs a name dot name, which is the primary key, very important. Right, so we call it demo. Journal template description, so we can name these demo templates. So we can now say journal template dot insert. Right, so likewise we could also search for, so we want to be sure that we have a batch called also demo batch, right? So we do the same thing. Journal batch dot, so this time around we want to set range. So we want to be sure that if there's any batch named with a template name demo and also a batch name demo, if it exists, we want to, if it doesn't exist, we want to make sure that it exists. So the journal batch dot set range, so we want to set range from the template. Let's see the options we have, especially the primary key, general journal templates name. If we have demo, right, and we also have the name of demo batch. So if we cannot find first, then we want to make sure we do so. So just almost the same thing we have done here. We might want to copy this and paste this here and replace this, replace this, replace this, replace this, replace this. So this is going to be a demo batch, and batch, right? Then the last thing we want to do here is the journal batch dot journal template name is equals to demo. Right, this is quite simple, right? So all we have done here is we first of all check if we have a template called demo. So if we do not have a template called demo, that is why we said if not get, if it doesn't find any data, right, then we want to create it. We created a template called demo, right? Successful. So the next thing is we notice that for every template, then there is a need for it to have a batch. So we now checked if we set a range on the template demo, right, from the batch. Then we also set a range of a batch name called demo batch. So if we don't find this, we want to also as well create it. So let's go to the front end and check for general template, general template, right? So we see we have various templates here, right? Then if I should, let's say for this IC temp, if I should go into the batches, I should see the various batches that are currently there. We have no batch here, so let's see the ones that has a batch. Let's see, do you have a batch? So you see this one has a batch called default, and it's called default journal batch, right? So that's the same thing we are trying to create so that we can recognize when a posting is done, we can know which batch, which template is responsible for that. So we know that is our code that is responsible for that, right? So this is all we need to do, and then the next thing we do is we make sure that our general journal dots delete all. So we want to delete whatever record is currently here, right? It's really important to do this so you won't have issues. So one of the things we want to do is we want to create a variable called line number, right? So we want to make this an integer. So this will be responsible for the increment in the line number. So we have 12 more minutes left. So the next thing I want to do is I want to make sure that my journal line is resetted and I'm working with a fresh data, right? So my journal line, I also want to init, right? So I want to initialize it so it keeps all the default values. Now I can start giving value. So now let's cross check with the front end. You can see the very first thing, we have posting dates, we have document type, document number. So we want to do all of this respectively. So journal, so the first thing is, let's first of all define our template dot journal templates name. So our templates name is what? Demo. So what batch are we using? So we are using the batch called demo data, demo batch. So the next thing is we can now start defining the posting. Let's say the posting date is equals to today, right? So properly we are meant to put all of this into different functions, but just for the time being, just for us to demonstrate, we'll do all of this here. So, and time is not by my side, so let's give a document type of, we need to copy all of this and say document type empty, right? Then we notice that the next thing we have there is document number. So let's do this dot document number. Let's say this is, let's just give it a static one for now, right? So let's give dot account type this time around we also want to post, so we can take this, we can say account type of, let's say GL account. Let's use the same example currently on the journal. Then journal line dot account number is equals to, so let's go copy that account number, right? So normally you are to pass a variable from a record, or you are to pass a record directly into it, but this example we just want to post a static information. So let's go again. Let's say, so the left hand is completed, so journal line dot amounts, so we can now say amount is how much should that be? Let's say 20,000. Yeah. So we also want to make sure that we specify a line number dot line number, so this is supposed to come here, right? That's the primary key 3, right? So we'll say this is line number. So at this point we could say line number is equals to 10,000, so that we are sure that the first line created will be a 1,000, and so now we have the balancing. So we can see journal dot system created entry. We can make sure this is true. It's not compulsory, but I like to do this, so it simulates as a system entry, right? So what else is missing? We have imputed the left hand side, so it remains the right hand side, which has to do with the balancing accounts. So I can say journal line dot balancing account type, so I can also copy this and do the same thing and say, so for this example, let's see the bank account just like we have. So I want to say balancing account number is equals to, so let's check the account number here. So that's GT Bank. So this might give us an error. Let's see. Alright, so what data type is this? Code. Alright, so let's go. I think we are done, so let's cross check again. We have the dates, so let's see dot document dates. Let's also give that as today. What else are we missing? Let's see. What else are we missing? I think that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Alright, so we can go ahead and say dot insert. So what this does is that this definition right here is we have just done the same thing. So we have inserted the record into the line just like this. Now we need to now proceed by saying post, right? So there are different ways in doing the posting. So one of the way is I can therefore say code units. I can call the function code unit dot run. So I want to run a code unit in respect to this. So what code unit do I want to run? Code units, I want to run the post, journal post. So you can see I can post preview. So but I want to post, right? So what do I want to post? I want to post this journal line that I have just entered, right? So this is basically it. So this one line will do your posting routine for you in a very excellent way, so you do not need to stress yourself. There are other ways. If I want to keep posting lines by lines, I can use other method, but this one is fantastic. So all I just need to do is publish. Alright, so let me clear cache. Alright, so let's see what we have. So we have post journals. So let's go. So we have a prompt. Do you want to post these journal lines? So let's see how it goes. Let's see. Before we go there, let's make sure we copy the document number. So this is so what's the document number? We gave it Palito City. So let's copy this as a reference so that we can use that to check the entries that was created. So I want to go ahead and say yes. So journals lines has been posted successfully. So you can see in a very short period of time I can easily write a routine that posts into my journal just like that. So when I click OK, on the system we have what we call find entries. So we want to look for entries with this document number, and let's go ahead and say find. So we should be able to retrieve that we have posted, right? You can see this is a transaction between the bank and the general ledger. So let's see from the bank, how much did we post? I think we posted 20,000. So you can see respectively 20,000 minus 20,000 to the GT bank, right? So let's check the GL entry. So you can see that we have all of these respectively, right? So I can see my account payable 20k, and I can also see, so this is a very good way. Let's also see our document number to also verify that. You can see the document number is what, Palito City, right? So this is a very simple way you can create a posting routine, and follow me in the next video. I'm going to give a real life scenario whereby we create a project. At the end of the day, we are going to post that project. So stay tuned, follow me for more, like, subscribe, follow me on social media, drop a comment if you have any request at all. Thank you for watching today's video.